Hello, friends. It's Tay with Mom on the Spectrum, and today we're talking about sensory issues and sicknesses. And I'm going to take this off because this is ridiculous. Um, and I can't hear myself, but I was hoping to make you laugh a little bit. I actually have a nose plug because I used it for flute stuff, believe it or not. There's a lot of weird things you can do when you're learning how to play the flute. I hope everybody's doing great today. Welcome to my first ever live stream on YouTube. This is so crazy. This is just happening right now. Hello, Whitney. Hello. Okay, so Passaggio Alavello. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say your name. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. I have to tell you because you couldn't make the Instagram live stream. But I was saying, whenever I read your name on the comments, I always say it like Passaggio a livello. It's like very Italian to me. So I don't know if it means something. I would love to know what it means, but I'm glad that y'all are here. And I hope, hi, Cassie. I hope that everybody's doing well. While we kind of give anybody a chance to join us that wants to, yeah, I have a couple more puns. Whitney, I'm going to try to not use ones that I've already shared in the Instagram live. Doctor. Sir, I'm afraid your DNA is backwards. Me. And? Anybody get it? That one's better in writing if you can see it. Yesterday, I accidentally swallowed some food coloring. The doctor says I'm okay, but I kind of feel like I've died a little inside. I'm silly. Railroad crossing. That's what your name means. Very cool. Hey, is it Gemma or Gemma? I think Gemma probably. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. Some dude crypto. Oh, puns. People are excited. Okay. Don't trust atoms. They make up everything. Trying to write with a broken pencil is pointless. One of my favorites. RIP boiled water. You will be missed. Okay, let's see if I have one more. I'm reading a horror story in Braille. Something bad is about to happen. I can just feel it. Okay, thank y'all for bearing with my puns. I love puns. They're really funny to me. I said in my Instagram live that a lot of times my Halloween costumes are puns. So anyways, I'd love to hear any puns that y'all have. I see some ha-has in the comments. So yes, thank y'all for indulging me. That's awesome. That's awesome. In other news, one of my friends asked me yesterday how I feel about Christmas decorations, and my response was, they're up. So I'd be curious to hear from y'all in the comments what y'all's situation is. You are welcome for sharing those puns. I would love to hear what y'all's Christmas situation is or holiday situation whenever you celebrate. But we have inflatables in our yard. We have Elf. We have Chase from Paw Patrol. We have our Christmas tree up. We got a new Christmas tree last year at the end of the season. Clearance, baby. And it is so cool. I feel like such an adult because I'm so excited about it. Like you just set each piece in the pole and it automatically lights up. There's one plug for the entire tree, which I'm like, thank the Lord, it's 2021. And finally, people are making things that make sense. So anyways, we're celebrating Christmas over here at our house. Nobody has said anything about Christmas or holidays. Okay, whatever. It's okay. I still love y'all. Okay, so if you saw the community post, my nose is running from like that nose clip that I had on. If you missed it, I had a nose clip on. Christmas stuff doesn't come out until the day after Thanksgiving. Yeah, the stores here, they started putting Christmas stuff out like a couple of weeks ago. My husband said he was actually just at a craft shop that we have called Hobby Lobby. And there was a woman who had her cart full of Christmas things, and she was complaining to her friend next to her. She was like, I cannot believe that they are playing Christmas music in this store right now. Like while her cart was full of Christmas things. Okay. So warning, y'all know I'm ADHD, so I've already kind of jumped all over the place. Wait, super chats aren't working? I don't know what super chats are. Some dude crypto. This is my first ever live, and I don't know if it's like an extra feature that's not like active yet, but I don't even know what that is. So I can look into it and figure out if I can get super chats going for the next go. Y'all are so nice. I love all these comments. So, so cool. Okay, so let me get my thoughts back together. So if you saw on the community tab yesterday or a couple days ago, I shared that my son got sick this week with a really bad stomach bug. And thankfully, we usually just deal with like sinus colds at my house, and we don't really have a lot of stomach bugs. But that being said, I haven't dealt with one in a long time, and I forgot just how uncomfortable they are. Not, I mean, obviously for my child, but I was starting to think through it more from the lens of like an autistic person this time around, because I finally have that label for myself, which I'm really grateful for. And I have other videos about you getting that label for yourself if that's something that you would like to pursue. I can get you more information on that. But it's really interesting to go through parts of life with that label now, because I feel like I can see things differently and give myself more grace and understanding. But somebody mentioned in the comments, Lauren Elizabeth, about emetophobia, or maybe it's emetophobia. And let me just give like a little bit of a trigger warning. Like, I know some of us are really sensitive to sensory stuff. So I'm not going to be like going into detail about sickness, but we will be talking about like people getting sick. So if that is going to churn your stomach, then you'll probably not want to hear this conversation, but we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. What do you say? What are you saying, Gemma? Sickness for autistic people, we feel pain more. It's part of having sensory issues. Yeah, everything feels more. It just feels exaggerated. And so somebody had mentioned, Lauren had mentioned in the comments, emetophobia. I had to look it up because I didn't know what it was, but emetophobia is fear and anxiety about the act of throwing up. And I didn't know, I mean, it makes sense that there's a name for that, but I didn't know that that was like a thing. I don't know, it sounds like maybe that's something that I struggle with too. I haven't been diagnosed with that or anything, but like, y'all were saying in the comments how important it feels for y'all to talk about this kind of stuff. So I'm going to share this with y'all. Sometimes when you eat too much and you have that awful feeling in your stomach, like, oh my gosh, like I would rather be sick than have this feeling in my stomach of like nausea and I'm going to get sick. I mean, I guess it feels kind of weird to share this, but like I can't make myself get sick. Like even when I feel completely miserable, and would do anything to get rid of like that gross feeling in my stomach, I cannot make myself get sick because I'm so scared of throwing up. Like my body, just my whole body clenches, and I just can't do it. So I am really scared about getting sick. The whole experience is extremely uncomfortable. Not that anybody likes it, but what I love so much about this community is that y'all get it. It's like, we know nobody likes throwing up, but it's different for an autistic person, right? Because I would guess maybe non-autistic people don't worry or have fear about throwing up. Like when they're not sick, they're not thinking about it. But like I think about the fact that I'm scared of throwing up even when I'm not sick, if that makes sense. It sounds like maybe some of y'all feel that way too. Passaggio Alavello, he says, or she says, I don't know about you. Or they say, I don't know. Sensory overload is a nightmare. Yes, it is. Wow. Sue Ann says, my niece with emetophobia can't even hear the word vomit spoken aloud. Wow. I hope I didn't upset anybody by saying that. When I'm sick, I get emotional. That's really interesting. My body fights vomiting until I physically can't anymore. I hate it. I can't even make myself. I really can't. I really can't. Sue Ann, yeah, I figured she wasn't here, but I don't know if anybody else in the comments like can't hear that word. So I'll try to be mindful of how I use it. But so it's really nice to be in this company because I know you'll understand like there's another level of not liking sickness, right? Nobody likes it. Ooh, I keep alcohol pads in my pocket because the smell actually stops nausea. That's great. That's a really good tip. Thank you. Like I know that my husband might be upset by this sometimes, but like if he ever shows any signs of sickness, like if his nose is running or if he like coughs, a lot of times I'm really hesitant to like give him a kiss on the cheek or anything like that. Cause it's like, I don't want to get sick. I'm really scared of getting sick. So that's something, maybe we could add in like a relational video sometime, is kind of talking about those challenges, because I am so fearful of sickness that I kind of avoid physical contact, even with my husband sometimes, if he's showing signs of like sickness. But it can be mild. So anyways, I don't know if anybody else feels that same way, but so we've talked about emetophobia. I would also like to hear, we'll get into this in a little bit, if y'all have any suggestions at the doctor's office. I don't have a whole lot to share about that today, but just because of some of the comments yesterday on the community tab, I'd like to open that discussion up because I think that could be helpful. But I just wanted to kind of share a couple of things that were helpful for me this week, when I had to completely change my week around my son being sick. And it just got me thinking that we probably need some help and support in terms of managing sickness. So first things first, that I think is really important if you or one of your children get sick, is to first of all manage your expectations. So I know we all love routine. We have structure. We like to know how our day is going. And when a kid wakes up sick, or when you wake up sick, and you kind of just understand like, oh, my day is not going to be what I thought it was going to be. It's not going to be what I wanted it to be. So I think from the very beginning, just managing that expectation of like, I'm not going to get done today everything that I want to get done. I might not even get one of those things done. So when I was writing this out, I wrote lower or abolish your expectations for the day. And I think first and foremost, going into the day like that, it can give you more grace and understanding just for what might transpire that day, because it's really hard to plan for anything when a kid is sick. You just don't know. Like, and this might make some of you sensitive, but we ended up like washing every blanket in our house because my son was very sick, and that's very overwhelming. And doing all that laundry takes a lot of work too. So you just clear your schedule to the best of your ability. Get things covered that you can get covered either by a spouse or a partner or a neighbor or a friend, and try to just clear your day and know that things are going to look different. Let me catch up on some of these comments real quick. They is fine. Thank you for clarifying. Recent experience with doctor's office, and it was awful. Yeah, sickness shows up unplanned. It's so rude. Yeah, unexpected turns, lowered expectations, dating service kits. Y'all are funny. So yeah, there's a lot, I think, in terms of managing expectations right off the bat that can be helpful. So I was honestly proud of myself, because I think in the past I've tried to still continue to get work done, or like felt like, oh, I could still work on something online. But I think all of the interruptions, when you're trying to get something done and your kids like, they need something, it can, especially with ADHD, it can just make me feel kind of batty. So it helped to just be like, you know what, I'm at my son's disposal, and I'm going to try to make him the absolute focus and take anything off my plate that I can take off my plate today. Okay. And I don't know if this goes without saying, but like in our house, whenever you're sick, you have unlimited screen time. So I think that can be helpful too. Like we don't try to manage any type of like structure in that regard. Like with our kids, when they're sick, we just let them have whatever free time they need with video games or movies or TV. And I feel like that kind of helps with the stress of the day as well. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but that is helpful to us. So some helpful products that I wanted to share. If you didn't start the live stream with us, I'm sure many of us have headphones, or what are these called? Headphones, or like earmuffs, ear protection. I don't know. I don't know. Some of you might want to actually wear these. Like if your kid's getting sick or have them handy, your kid might want to wear this whenever they're getting sick. If, many of us on the spectrum are going to have kids with sensory issues or sensory processing challenges. So you might want to have some of these on hand. Really, if you're autistic, I mean, I feel like I feel like that the diagnosis should come with a pair of headphones, right? So you might want to have some of these on hand. You might want to have a nose plug on hand. I just got this one on Amazon, and you might need to wear that whenever you're cleaning stuff up. I will say that my partner, my spouse, was absolutely amazing, and he cleaned all the sheets and all the blankets and everything this time around, and I took care of Cooper and like got him bathed and took the clothes off and everything. I did that part. But I'm really grateful that my partner did the rest of the stuff. So nose plug, and then whenever you're cleaning stuff, it might be helpful to have some rubber gloves on hand. I always have some of these for dishwashing purposes because washing the dishes is a really sensory issue for me that I do not enjoy, and it makes me really uncomfortable. So I always have gloves on hand. I forgot to bring my room spray in here, but I think it could also be very important to have room spray on hand because the house smells weird, or candles. But I also know many of us are sensitive to different scents. If that's you, you can put like a simmering pot of water on the stove, and you can cut up lemon slices. You could do cinnamon sticks and oranges. There's different things that you can kind of heat over the stove to make your house smell better, and that can make it overall more tolerable for the people in the house when people are getting sick. Gloves are the only way I can wash dishes ever. Yeah. I like the Loop earbuds. I don't know. Is that like a specific brand? Great for thunderstorms too, Nathan. Yeah. The headphones are just great. Your skin is allergic to headphones? Oh my. I'm allergic to latex, so I have to have special kind of gloves and stuff. Goodness, yeah. Look at all these struggles. We all have our own. Gosh, I'm so happy to know y'all. Isn't it so great to know that like we're not the only ones? I mean, I don't like that y'all have to deal with these challenges, but it's just I like connecting with people who make it work, Other helpful products. So some type of room spray. We used a lot of that. Wipes, just always keeping like baby wipes on hand so you can wipe down surfaces, wash hands, because like my son didn't feel like getting up off the couch, so I couldn't walk him into the bathroom. So having wipes on hand were really important. Dryer sheets. So after you do your load of laundry, throwing some dryer sheets, making everything smell good again. And then the other thing I wrote, we don't have any of these, but like rubber sheets to keep on hand. I think that would have been really helpful this time around. If y'all have any other suggestions for products that are helpful to y'all. And then like cough drop lollipops. I don't know if any of y'all who are parents have seen these. I mean, heck, they're good for us too. My favorite brand is Lolleez, Lolleez. And I believe that they are free from weird things. I know that they're free from dyes, which is important to me. But for kids, if they're getting sick and they don't want to get up off the couch, it's important to help them get that taste out of their mouth. And I think something like a lollipop or a sucker can really help with that if they're up for that. So those are some of the products that helped get us through this past week. Cassie, you are welcome. Thank you for that comment. Yeah. Okay, so those are the helpful products. Another thing that really helps us, and my daughter does this now too, for anybody who's sick, we have like a little, it doesn't matter what size it is, but we have like a little kid foldable table. It's frozen themed. And whenever somebody's sick, we butt it up like right up next to the couch, and it's got tissues, water. It's also got ginger ale. I don't drink soda, but whenever I'm sick, ginger ale is like, that's what we did in my house growing up. We always had ginger ale. Make sure your stomach feel a little bit settled sometimes. So we have like a little station within arm's reach of the sick person. So you've got ginger ale, water, tissues. We usually have like a wet washcloth because a lot of times when you're getting sick, your face can get really flushed and overheated. So having some type of like kind of cool cloth can be helpful. Do I have any special lights at home? I have an artificial sun lamp. So with the time change, we're getting less daylight hours and all of that, and I feel really affected. Hey, Orion Kelly, you're here. It's the famous That Autistic Guy. It's early on a Sunday morning. Well, good morning to you. If y'all haven't checked out Orion Kelly's channel, he has a lot of really great content, and he's here with us. Oh my gosh. So cool. Werner, Cassie says Werner's Wow, I've never heard it called that. Is for sure medicine for me. Yeah, we keep that on hand. So I think having a station set up right next to the sick person is really helpful because instead of you grabbing stuff all the time, it's right there for them and they don't feel like they have to use their voice in order to get the things that they need. We also keep a little plastic trash can right by that station and I double line it. So I have plastic bags and I double line it. So a lot of times, like you'll be taking one of the bags out and they'll need to get sick again. So there's like another one ready to go. So plastic liners help a lot. And having that plastic trash bag or plastic trash can right next to it. I've been watching stuff like Crazy Orion. Oh, that's cool. Whitney says she has the sun lamp and dimmers on her other lights. Oh my gosh, I totally spaced out. I didn't even finish that about the sun lamp. I got so excited when Orion was here. So I have a sun lamp and I use it particularly during the winter months because I tend to deal with kind of like seasonal depression sometimes. And having a sun lamp, it really works. Like if I turn the sun lamp on at night, it like wakes me up and I won't go to sleep. So I do really feel like a sun lamp helps give you kind of like a boost in energy. So that's the only type of different lights that I use at home other than my YouTube lights, which are right here. Having the kids come into the bed at night can be super hard. Yes. Oh my gosh. That's really hard. And I think that's important to bring up because like for me growing up, that was okay. When I was little, like I could just crawl into bed with my parents, which was nice, like for thunderstorms and stuff. But I just have a really hard time tolerating that myself because I won't sleep at all if my kids are in bed with me. My husband's really great we have a blow up mattress in the garage and he's really great about whipping that baby out. And we put that at the foot of our bed this time around and just covered it in sheets that we could throw in the wash. And my son slept like at the foot of our bed on that blow up inflatable mattress. So those are super helpful to have on hand. Team double bag, Nathan. That's awesome. Cassie just ordered a Galaxy projector light. That's exciting. My daughter had a little like Galaxy projector thing. Well, it was like a star projector. See, y'all all have such great ideas. This is so cool. Okay, so we set up a station. The other thing that I have written on here is prioritizing hygiene and hydration. So I don't know, do y'all ever get like this? I know hygiene can be like a challenge for us, but sometimes I forget how good it feels to take a shower. I shower regularly, okay? But especially when you're sick and kind of out of commission, and you don't feel like getting up and showering, sometimes just ripping the Band-Aid off, getting in that freaking shower and just getting clean, it can make you feel like $1,000,000. So remember that for you and for your child. Once they're feeling better, maybe their fever is broken because you don't want to put them in the bathtub. Like if they, you just get so chilly whenever you have a fever and you get in the bathtub. So once their fever is broken, just making sure that you remember to keep them clean. That might sound like it goes without saying, but whenever kids are sick, like you just don't think the same, like life is just way harder. So a quick warm bath can do wonders for just kind of boosting their mood. A quick shower or a bath for you can really do wonders whenever you're caring for another person. It's just a reminder that like you're taking care of yourself and prioritizing your own health and your own needs. I'm trying to catch up with these comments over here. I might not be able to read all of them. I love how involved everybody is. Self-care is hard. Hydration in general, not just when people are sick, but like if I was going to share one thing with you that could totally revolutionize your health and the way that you feel on a day-to-day basis is drinking enough water. So obviously that's especially important whenever you are sick. Some of you have even said on the channel before that you don't even like the taste of water. And I hear you. Obviously, this is something that we can't, that we just have to agree on. Like we have to drink water to survive. But the good news is there's so many different ways to drink water. So I know many of you across the pond like sparkling water or seltzer water. I love it too. We keep it in our fridge all the time. There's also here we have flavored sparkling water. Like there's sparkling water that tastes like root beer. Doesn't have any of the sugar in it, but it's water that's flavored like root beer. that's not going to be like free of artificial flavors or anything if that's important to you. You can also flavor water with anything: lemon, lime, oranges, strawberries. If you're growing any kind of plant like basil, you could put some basil and like cucumbers in your water and give it a different kind of taste. But if you drink enough water during the day, it will revolutionize your life. Like hands down, I promise you, you feel so much better. You'll sleep better. You want to aim for drinking half of your body weight in ounces of water. So if you weighed 200 pounds, you'd want to drink 100 ounces of water every day. Just something to think about. It's really important. Drinking 8 cups of water a day changed my life. Like, it sounds dramatic, y'all, but if you're not drinking enough water, it will change your life to drink enough water. It is very, very true. A lot fewer digestive issues. Digestive issues are very frequent for people on the spectrum. So if you do have digestive issues, I would encourage you. I wish that if it wasn't live, I'd go grab my water gallon, but I have literally a gallon of water, and it's so cool. It's like hot pink and it goes to teal, and it has like encouragement along the way for the day of like, you're doing it, a little bit more to go. And it has like encouragements during the day and what time of the day I should have the water drink by. Drink. So I think that can be helpful for people like us who kind of need little reminders and kind of routine and structure. So you can look on Amazon just for it's like gallon. If you just look up like gallon water bottle, that would be kind of a good way to monitor your water intake for the day. It is definitely very hard to maintain, especially, if you're working or like teachers I know in America, or I'll just say in Texas, because I've talked to a lot of teachers in Texas who have a hard time with drinking water because they don't have enough restroom breaks during the day, which is so sad. Don't get me started on education reform. That's not what I'm here for right now. Okay, so delayed processing is part of that. Whitney, yeah, there's all kinds of those bottles on Amazon, and they're not very expensive. I would say maybe like $12 to $15. It might be closer to 20. I haven't looked in a while. So delayed processing is part of this. So if you're a mom or a dad or a parent, you might agree that it's kind of that scenario of like if a kid's stuck in a car, like you're going to lift the car up and get the kid out. There's just like these heroic strengths that come out whenever our kids need help. Whenever my kids are sick, I don't need these headphones. Like, I don't need the nose plugs. I don't need the gloves. Like, well, maybe I need the gloves, but I'll do it. I like Supermom comes out and I can take care of whatever I need to take care of. I'm not crying. I just literally just choked on something. Excuse me. Okay, I can handle it. But a consequence of that is that when I'm not thinking about what I can handle and just responding to what my kids need, there's a buildup that happens where I kind of stop handling. I kind of stop processing sensory stuff, and that starts really adding up in ways that I might not recognize until it starts approaching kind of a meltdown. So I wanted to mention that whenever you are caring for a sick person or you're trying to take care of yourself when you're sick, those sensory experiences, taking care of someone when they're getting sick, cleaning up dirty stuff, even if you aren't processing it in the moment, you're like in heroic mom mode, that's going to take a toll on you later. And so just to remember, okay, I might be doing okay right now, but this might be a good opportunity to, while my child has fallen asleep on the couch, maybe I could run a hot bath and like keep the door open and listen for him. Or I don't want to tell you what to feel comfortable with there, but some form of self-care after a stint of taking care of someone who's been sick. So delayed processing is a really big issue for me. Almost to the end of my list here, I just wanted to mention the doctor's office because some of you had mentioned that in the community section. Because going to the doctor can be really, really difficult. Excuse me. The only tips that I have, I'm new to advocating for my kids at the doctor because we go very rarely. That's another story. Like, unless my kids need antibiotics or something, we haven't gone very often. I think a lot of that is with COVID, just trying to stay out of the doctor's office. But the two things I think that have worked the best for us, one, just calling ahead and reminding the doctors, talking to a nurse and saying, hey, my kid's autistic. We could really use some help. Just, if you could explain everything really thoroughly before it happens, if you could speak slowly, if you could keep your tone of voice, lower, anything that might help you, you can advocate for yourself or your son, and calling beforehand to kind of go through the process with someone before it actually happens. And then once you're at the doctor's office, if you're there for your child, asking the nurse to do whatever they're going to do, or the doctor, to you first. So like with my son, whenever he got his last round of shots, they showed him on me first, like where they were going to put the shots on his leg and what it was going to look like and all of that. So those are the two suggestions that I have for going to the doctor. But as far as like managing sensory experiences when you're there, it was helpful for us to bring snacks and water. My kids like to bring a stuffed animal with them. If my daughter heard me call them stuffed, she would be really mad with me right now. We only call them animals. They're not stuffed animals. They're animals. Her special interest is cats. So anyways, those are my doctor's office tips. I haven't seen any more come up in the comments, so maybe that's something we could kind of, if that comes up for anybody, I'd really like to start being able to kind of keep a resources section available. I'm thinking about making like a separate website for Mom on the Spectrum where we could kind of, as a community, brainstorm different resources. So we could have like a page for doctor's office suggestions. So let me know if you come up with some more ideas there. Okay, and then just lastly, I was going to say, in addition to like the recovery time that we need, there's a difference between relaxation and free time. So, for instance, I love to crochet, and if I have free time and I decide to crochet, that's not necessarily relaxation, because my brain is still really processing the pattern that I'm working on. It's processing, what my hands are doing. Sometimes it might be a little bit uncomfortable. Like sometimes I get really into it and like my brow will be furrowed, hardcore crocheting. But you know what I'm saying? Like my body's not totally relaxed when I'm crocheting. So make sure that whenever you are recovering, that you actually give yourself true relaxation time, whatever that means to you. Not on your phone, because on your phone, you've got the blue light, your eyes are being activated, whatever. I don't have the right words, but you know what I mean? Your brain is thinking about a lot of different things. It's not actually truly relaxing. So it might be a hot bath. You'll realize that that's what I go to a lot for when I'm talking about relaxation. It might be laying under a weighted blanket with your cat. So anything that truly helps you shut down and allow your body to actually relax, that is what you need to recover most of the time, especially after something bigger and more substantial, like dealing with sickness. So that's my two thoughts there. Any other tips that y'all have? You've got grumpy, hungry boys to feed. Thank you for joining us, Orion Kelly. That's awesome. Yeah, demonstrate on you first at the doctor. That actually wasn't my idea. I'm trying to think, one of my friends told me that. I wish I could remember who it was off the top of my head. How's Beltray? He is good. He's taking all the Christmas ornaments off the tree. Beltray's my cat, and he's just like playing soccer in the house. Or I guess y'all call it, a lot of y'all call it football. That's wrong. I'm just kidding. So anyways, I would love to hear any other tips that y'all have. What a cool first live stream. Like, I was not expecting to have interactions the whole way through. This is so fun. If y'all have any other questions for me, you can drop them here in the comment section. You can put them on the community page. I love that that's open now. I love the votes that we've gotten on the autistic t-shirts. I'm still kind of thinking through those. I just wanted to throw up some preliminary thoughts and ideas, but hopefully I'll have those available soon. And then I've had several requests for a video over spoon theory. I love talking about spoon theory. So, okay, I'll make a video on spoon theory. That's what I'm thinking about for next week. That's a very helpful concept for managing our own energy and resources. and helping us prevent meltdowns. So that's what's coming up. Y'all are all great. So cool. Awesome. Thank y'all for being here. So I'm not gonna drag this out, but just let me know if you have any other questions. You can drop them in the comments. Happy weekend, everybody. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself. One simple thing we can all do today is try to drink some more water. Okay. Thank y'all so much. It's been a pleasure and always good to talk to and interact with all of you. So I will see y'all later. Bye.